Now, Love Island is probably one of the most popular shows of the summer. In the most recent week, people have been coming at Ciara. Let's see why.
No, 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 as if things cannot get any worse for Ciara, she has allegedly used the C word slur for a third time. I know we already know this information, but the dates are important. Ciara had previously used the C word slur in an Instagram caption in 2015 and then in an IG story in 2024. When Ciara used the C word slur in her IG story in 2024, it was while she was getting Botox to fix her eyes. Thank you to the person who had posted the screenshot to my comments, but at the time when Ciara had posted that IG story, someone had messaged her saying, like, we don't use that word, it's derogatory. They had also kindly sent a Google definition on why that word is offensive. And Ciara had responded with, oh man, thankfully that's not how I used it. But she was still using it in a negative way, saying that she's getting Botox to fix the look of her eyes. Mind you, that post is from January 2024. Someone posted a screenshot of a DM to Ciara in February of 2023, so a year prior, of them responding to one of her stories and saying, girl, that's a derogatory terms for Asians. Ciara responded to that DM and says, I just got educated on the topic, immediately deleting. I never knew the history of that word, but will for sure never use it again. Thanks for letting me know.
I haven't talked about Love Island on here in a couple of days because I have, I guess you could call it an unpopular opinion about the Ciara situation and something to get off my chest. And I wasn't in the mood to get canceled and chased off the app with pitchforks and flames. So I wasn't going to say this, but we have an episode tonight that I want to debrief. And so I got to get this off my chest, get it off. When it comes to using a racial slur, especially on the internet, especially as an adult, and especially when you're comparing a feature about yourself to a racial group that you are not a part of and saying that you don't like this feature about yourself so much that you are getting a cosmetic procedure done, that is hateful, it's racist, it's insulting, and it's wrong. I'm not only Black, but I'm a woman in America. Double homicide. So if you think for 1 second I'm going to be playing Oppression Olympics with Asian people and be like, yeah, that word's not that serious. You know this other word that's like way more serious, and that shit is stupid. If they are this insulted by the word that she used, I'm going to stand 10 toes behind them and say, that word's insulting to them. Get her off the show. Period. What I want to bring up is this weird line on the internet we have in between holding someone accountable for their actions and being wrong and being fucking weird. And like, when we cross over to being fucking weird is like something in me as a human being, especially as someone who's public facing on the internet, feels uncomfortable with the fact that somebody took a screenshot of Ciara's story a year ago in January, saved it up until the point that she's in Love Island in Fiji, locked away in a villa, away from her phone, literally isolated from the outside world, saved it until the audience loved her, and then went into, hey, this girl's a little calculated, something's off about her. And once they saw that moment where her PR was going down and her friends were having to defend her, they then dropped this bomb. Please don't misunderstand where I'm coming from with this thought and listen to me with an open heart and open mind, y'all. I am not trying to minimize anybody's pain. And if that's what I'm doing, call me out and I will delete this video and I will apologize because that is not my intention. I'm just saying this culture we have on the internet, especially TikTok, of building normal people up, normal people, not celebrities, normal people with normal jobs and normal lives, building them up on a pedestal and waiting till they get there only to tear them down with something they did in their worst moment. Aside from Ciara, y'all. We're the first generation to truly grow up on the internet. I have videos of me on my mom's MacBook when I was a little kid singing Hannah Montana songs. Videos of me in high school dancing and doing embarrassing shit and making music videos with my friends. Videos of me in college drunk as fuck with people that probably fucking hate my guts now. And I've never done no real weird shit like what Brooke Schofield did, making fun of Trayvon Martin, like, ho, is you cool? But it makes me think, I don't want my children to be on the internet before the age of 18 because I don't want you to make a mistake that you can't take back that might ruin your career in the future. And people wait until you're at your biggest moment, at your peak, to use that shit against you. I definitely have been guilty of this before, but I'm trying to be better about it now that my platform has grown more and be more responsible with the platform that I've built. Are we really trying to hold Ciara and the Love Island producers accountable for keeping her on the show? Or are we using this very bad thing that she did as a vehicle for us to get all the things off our chest that we hate about her? And again, if I'm off base here, please let me know. Like, I have the purest of intentions right now. I just feel like somebody has to say, when we're canceling somebody, a regular person, an influencer who is seeing everything that is being said about them, not in Ciara's case because she's locked away, but she will see it when she gets home. What is our end goal? to hold Love Island responsible for casting racist people and to bring attention and awareness to the racism that Asian people experience that has previously been minimized and ignored because people don't take racism against Asian people as seriously as they do other groups. Is our goal to bring awareness and education to those things and to hold Ciara accountable for her actions? Or are we trying to get this girl to off herself? And I know that might sound really dramatic and like, hey, Mariah, why are you empathizing with this girl that did this very racist thing? I just don't want us to wait until an influencer does harm themselves over cancel culture and the way we're portraying it right now to reassess the way we cancel people or hold people accountable. Because I've been watching Love Island for years and people have harmed themselves coming out of the villa over internet hate before TikTok was a thing, before cancel culture was what it is now. And so I don't want that to continue as the internet gets more prevalent in what goes on inside the villa and in casting and whatever. And I think that that's part of the casting people's fault. Like they should do a better job at casting people who haven't done racist shit, like, or we wouldn't have to do this. But I don't know, like, do I like Ciara? No. Do I like Huda? No. Have I agreed with Shelly and Olandria's behavior in the last few episodes? No. And have I gone too far with some of my insults on some people? Probably. I've called Ace a little munchkin and Garden Gnome a million times. But I'm just here to have fun. I don't want to be the video or the reason that sends somebody over the edge.
Bro, ain't no way they have audio Ciara being dragged out kicking and screaming.
Both align ourselves with kind of match. He's so cute, right? Am I tripping?
Wait, hold on, one more time.
Cute, right? Am I tripping?
Hold on, let me slow it down.
So cute, right? Am I tripping?
Ciara says she ain't leaving without a fight. That's crazy. Now, I've been seeing conflicting theories as to who that really was. A lot of people were saying it sounds more like Amaya and she was probably defending Ciara. Which tracks? That definitely does seem like something Amaya would do. But I don't know, for some reason I kind of feel like that was actually Ciara. Which would make sense because last episode was the most dry, stale, emotionally dead episode we've seen in a long time. Like you could tell before we knew she was taken out that the air was just sucked out of the villa. Like everybody just seemed really down. And it wasn't just Nick in the beginning, although, however, I kind of feel like Nick is low-key happy as hell. I don't know if y'all saw at the end of the episode, but bro jumped up and clicked his heels. I ain't never seen him that excited with Ciara. But here's my question for you. If they kick Ciara off because of a slur, should they also kick Huda off as well? Because there's literally footage of her saying nigga in 4K.